This 10-module online program is designed to guide you through the fundamental principles of acceptance and commitment therapy, known as ACT, which have been found helpful in addressing compulsive pornography viewing. As ACT is an alternative way to address mental health concerns than the traditional medical or addiction model, it's important to stick with it, even if your mind disagrees with the approach. Over the years, I've noticed how many people actually feel worse in counseling before they start to feel better. That's normal. Often when individuals stop smoking, their cough gets worse before it gets better. This is known as the quitter's cough. This is a sign the cilia and the lungs are becoming active again and beginning to heal. So even though it may not feel like you're getting better in regard to pornography viewing, you may be shedding off the black tar which has been suffocating your life. Just because it doesn't feel good immediately doesn't mean it's not working. Sometimes allowing yourself to experience pain helps you overcome unnecessary suffering. Too many times people go back to smoking because it's easier than pushing through that nagging quitter's cough, which eventually clears up on its own. I ask that as you approach this program, do so with a beginner's mind. A term in mindfulness for having an attitude of openness, eagerness, curiosity, and a lack of preconceptions. You don't have to believe me or anything that is presented in this program. Just be willing to entertain the ideas and engage in the exercises in your life in order to test them out. Often our mind makes up decisions regarding whether something works or not before our experience can actually teach us. Let your mind debate, argue, and disbelieve while you cultivate an ability to listen to what your experience has been trying to teach you your whole life, but what your mind has been trying to get you to ignore. Just like with anything, the more you put in, the more you'll get out. Don't rush through these modules just to check them off. Take time to absorb the material, respond to the questions in the workbook, and ponder the weekly activities. If you need more than 1 week for a specific module, take the time rather than zipping to the next module. Also, don't get stuck feeling like you need to master any of the concepts as you're going along. Many of the principles are ways to live your life and may take a lifetime to fully integrate. There is no need to get it perfect before you give yourself permission to learn. If you need to review a concept, go back to a previous module. They'll be available to you at any time. ACT is not a step-by-step process, but more a way to increase psychological flexibility in multiple areas of your life. If you don't fully grasp a concept, that's probably where we'd like you to be. If you believe you finally have it figured out, your mind is probably just telling you what to believe instead of allowing your experience to be your guide. ACT can feel like collecting pieces to a puzzle. It's not until you have all the pieces that the picture comes into focus. Most of all, I hope you learn that there is even more to life than overcoming your addiction to pornography addiction. ACT has a way of orienting you to engage in a life in a manner that is truly fulfilling, instead of getting stuck with trying to fix something that might not be broken. So here's my top 10 key reminders as you begin your journey with life after pornography. Remember the quitter's cough when change is difficult. Approach new ideas with a beginner's mind. Don't rush through the modules. These are designed to take about a week at a time. If you need 2 weeks, that's okay. Take time to absorb and apply the principles in your life. Give yourself permission to learn and make mistakes. Focus on improvements rather than setbacks. Talk with people in your life about what you were learning. Keep collecting ACT pieces of the puzzle. Observe your mind's objections or chatter as you learn from your experience. Discover what you want out of life as you let go of trying to fix problems. Now I want to share a couple thoughts on who this course is designed for. This is for any individual struggling with unwanted pornography viewing and/or other compulsive sexual behaviors like masturbation. This is appropriate for men and women of any sexual orientation or gender identity. This is really helpful for people who've tried other addiction approaches that haven't worked well for them. This could also be helpful for loved ones of individuals who are struggling with pornography, like spouses, partners, family members, or friends, who just want to be a better support for someone that they care about. Life After Pornography would also be helpful for religious leaders who want to learn better ways to help their members or parishioners with unwanted pornography. Parents invested in providing helpful guidance to their children with sexual concerns or healthy sexual development would get a lot out of this program. Lastly, any clinicians, counselors, therapists, psychologists, social workers, anyone interested in learning an evidence-based approach to working with compulsive pornography viewing would benefit from going through the Life After Pornography series.